up, fans? So last night I put up a dealing with deployment video part 1, and I am going to get into part 2 right now. Okay, the biggest piece of advice I got doing this deployment was stay busy. But as y'all know from the previous video, I had foot surgery. And I was on the couch for a couple months. And so I really couldn't stay busy. So the best thing I can say for people who stay at home, is get yourself into a routine. You know, at a certain time you wake up, a certain time you eat. Get yourself into a routine. Certain time you eat, certain time you do the dishes, certain time you vacuum, blah, 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 blah. That way, at the end of the day, you're like, oh my gosh, I stayed so busy. I got all this done. The house is clean. And at night, I know when I put Zelda to a crate at 9:30, that it's the end of the day. And I'm done. And after that point, I go to bed most of the time. Another thing I can say to do is pick one day of the week. Wait, I'm trying to do this video and Zelda's doing Zelda stuff. But pick like one day of the week and be like, okay, if I can just get to Wednesday. Okay, I got to Wednesday. Let me get to next Wednesday. You know, pick one day of the week and focus on that one day. That way, you're not focusing on, oh, I got 8 months left. I got 6 months left. I got to get to the next month. No, you're focusing week by week, and it will go faster. Another thing to make it go faster is to have something for your hands to do at night. As y'all know, I do crochet. I've been working on this. It's going to become a bag. But I've been working on this bag, and that's really helped me in the past few days at night to stay busy at night so my brain isn't, and it helps me relax. Another great tip I have found is don't focus on homecoming, focus on something past homecoming. If you focus like on a trip or plan a trip for the end of your deployment, like 2 weeks or a week after the homecoming, I gotta switch my hands, it will go faster because you're not focusing on homecoming, you're focusing on the trip. And then homecoming rolls around and you're like, oh my gosh, when did this happen? That's what's happened to me. Another great tip I have found is do something outside of your house at least twice. Twice a week. You know, if you have dogs, be like, okay, we have a play date every Monday and Friday, or every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Get out of the house. Get out of the house. It will drive you insane. Those 4 walls of your living room or your bedroom, wherever you spend your most time, will become like a prison if you don't. Also, another great thing I have found, pick a destination, maybe an hour and a half away, something you don't go to a lot, and go there like once a month. Make that like a day trip, once a month, get out of the house, and then you're not focusing on homecoming, you're focusing on, oh, what am I going to do at Raleigh next month, or what am I going to go see, who's going to go with me. And that way you're not focusing on homecoming, you're focusing, oh, I got this trip in 4 weeks, I got to figure out everything for that. What else? This is all, this is really great. When Gordon and I was dating, he was gone for 9 months. He was home for a week, so I waited 9 months for a week of being with him, and then he was gone 8 more months, and then when he came back, we got married. And so it was I waited a lot for Gordon, and I'm still waiting for Gordon. So that's another thing you can do. You can be like, man, we done 18 months or 13 months back in 2010. We got 4 months here, you know. Don't psych yourself out because of the length of time. Because more than likely, you've already done more. You've already waited for him more than this deployment or the deployment you're facing. If this is your first deployment, I'll cover all that in pre-deployment. The first week of deployment is always the hardest. You always turn around, there's something that reminds you of him, or something he forgot to pick up, or something he did that you didn't want him to, and you see it, and you're like, oh, I just want him back. Yeah, that's what you're gonna be like. Zelda wants to make an appearance, but look at my lips. This is what I go through every time I film and she's awake. But the first week, the first night, it feels like it takes forever. The first night, the biggest thing I done, if I could go back and do, was I'd go back to that first night, eat a tub of ice cream, and take 2 ZzzQuil and just sleep. Because if you don't, it's going to be the longest night of your life. And I'm serious about that. It will be the longest night of your life. You won't know what to do. You can just basically sleep that night. And in the next morning, you're like, oh my God, he's still gone. Yeah, get out of the house. Go do something. Go somewhere. Get a hold of the women from the deployment that you're with, that he's with. Get a hold of the other spouses. Make a Facebook group. Make a support group. Because they're going through the exact same thing you are, and it helps. They're going through the exact same time, all that. So that I made a really good friend, my friend Denise, who y'all seen in previous vlogs. Her husband and my husband's on the same deployment, and so there have been times where I don't like going out with other couples or friends, or going to other friends' houses because their husbands are home, and I feel like a third wheel. And so having a friend whose husband is on deployment with mine, and I call up and be like, hey, you want to go to this place? And she's like, yeah. And I don't feel like a third wheel, and I feel like I'm actually having fun. And that's another thing. Don't be afraid to have fun without your spouse. Because, you can't just stop your life because he's gone. What else was I gonna say? That's all I wanted. I'm gonna have a pre-deployment, I guess that's all I'm gonna say. That's what I was trying to say. I'm going to have a pre-deployment and a post-deployment video because deployment is such a huge issue to cover. I'm gonna have a pre-deployment and a post-deployment video. So I guess this is goodbye. If you like this video, like and subscribe down below. That's how we get the audience to grow, or the Ruffian family to grow. But, so, good night, Ruffians, or goodbye, Ruffians. I'll see you in the morning, and good night, kids.